Hi, 8th grade. Today we're going to practice finding the solution to a system of equations, and we're specifically going to be practicing substitution. So in class you've been picking which method you want to use, but we're going to focus on problems where substitution is the best method.
Let's look at our first problem. So we are going to solve the system of equations using substitution. What variable are we going to substitute for? We're going to substitute our x because we know what x equals. And what variable are we trying to find? Our y. So we can rewrite the second equation substituting for x. So 3 times negative 2 plus 2y equals 8. What will I do next? Multiply my 3 and my negative 2 plus 2y equals 8. Again, what variable am I trying to find? I'm trying to solve for this y, so I need to get this y by itself. So what can I do next? I can add 6 to both sides to get rid of that 6. Negative 6 plus 6 will be 0. Add 6 to the other side. You're left with 2y equals 14. And what's my last step? Divide by 2. Y equals 7. How do I need to write my solution? As coordinates. So how can I write these as coordinates? We know up here that my x is negative 2 and my y is 7, and I write my coordinates with my x first and then my y. So my solution is negative 2, 7. Now let's look at this next problem, which gets a little bit trickier. So cell phone company A charges a sign-up fee of $30 and then charges $5 per gig of data that you use. So that's company A. Cell phone company B has no sign-up fee but charges $10 per gig of data. For how many gigs will the two companies have the same cost? We're going to solve this question using a system of equations. When we're talking about a system of equations, how many equations are we talking about? 2. So we need to write 2 equations for these two cell phone companies. Cell phone company A and cell phone company B. For cell phone company A, what is my initial value? My initial value is my sign-up fee, so that's $30, and that's going to be my B. And then what is my unit rate? My unit rate will be 5. So it'll be 5x plus 30. Looking at cell phone company B, what is my initial value? There is no sign-up fee, so it's 0, which we can just also leave blank. And then my unit rate is 10 times x. What does x represent in this problem? X is going to be the number of gigs of data, because we want to multiply $5 per gig times x gigs. $10 per gigs times x gigs. So when we're trying to find the number of gigs where the two lines meet, what variable are we solving for? We need to find our x. If you were in Princeton, yesterday we solved this equation using elimination. We substituted the 2 to get rid of the y. That is a perfect method, but in this video I'm going to go over how to find the solution using substitution. So if you look at this first equation, we have y equals 5x plus 30. So that's what y equals. Where else can I substitute that 5x plus 30? I can substitute 5x plus 30 in for this y, because these two are equal to each other, they are the same. So I'm going to rewrite that second equation and in place of that y. So my second equation, I used to have y equals 10x. In place of that y, I'm going to put my 5x plus 30. So 5x plus 30 equals 10x. What variable am I solving for again? My x, so I'll just solve this equation. I need to get my x's together. Do I want to move my 5x or my 10x? My 5x. This cancels out. We're left with 30 equals 5x. What do I do now? Divide by 5. Divide by 5. You're left with 6 equals x. So for how many gigs of data will the two companies cost the same? For 6 gigs. You don't need to find the whole solution because you're just looking for the number of gigs. Either way, either the way that we did yesterday, if you're in Princess, elimination or substitution is fine when you're solving a system of equations like this. It's just whichever way you prefer. Go ahead and finish up the back of the worksheet independently.